National Electrical Code Section 110.12c states that enclosures and guard equipment shall be securely fastened in place. National Electrical Code Section 110.3b states that listed or labeled equipment shall be installed and used in accordance with any instructions included in the listing or labeling. These sections of the National Electrical Code require that electrical equipment be installed and used in accordance with the instructions included in a listing or labeling. It is important to note that paint can alter the integrity of electrical equipment, and thus may void the listing or labeling of the equipment. If a contractor is planning to paint newly installed panels, disconnects, and similar electrical equipment, it is important to carefully review the instructions included in the listing or labeling of the equipment. If the instructions do not specifically allow for painting, then it is best to err on the side of caution and not paint the equipment. Painting electrical equipment without the proper precautions can void the listing or labeling of the equipment and may also create a safety hazard. When considering whether to paint electrical panels, disconnects, or other similar equipment, it's crucial to understand the potential implications from both a code compliance and safety perspective. The National Electrical Code, specifically sections 110.12c and 110.3b in the 2002 version, provides guidance. Section 110.12c emphasizes that enclosures and guard equipment must be securely fastened. While this section doesn't directly address painting, it highlights the importance of maintaining the physical integrity of the equipment. Section 110.3b is more directly relevant, stating that listed or labeled equipment should be installed and used according to the instructions included in the listing or labeling. This means that if the manufacturer's instructions prohibit or restrict painting, doing so would violate the National Electrical Code. The primary concern with painting electrical equipment is the potential to compromise its functionality or safety. Firstly, paint can act as an insulator, trapping heat within the enclosure. Electrical equipment generates heat during normal operation, and enclosures are often designed to dissipate this heat to prevent overheating. If the paint layer is too thick, it can impede this heat dissipation, potentially leading to premature failure of the equipment or even a fire hazard. Secondly, paint can interfere with the proper operation of ventilation openings or cooling fins that are designed into the enclosure. These features are crucial for maintaining the correct operating temperature of the equipment. Obstructing them with paint can lead to overheating and reduce performance. Thirdly, some paints may contain chemicals that can react with the materials used in the electrical equipment, such as plastics or rubber. This reaction could cause the materials to degrade or become brittle, compromising the equipment's insulation or structural integrity. Fourthly, painting over labels or markings on the equipment can make it difficult to identify the equipment's voltage rating, current rating, or other important information. This can create a safety hazard for anyone working on the equipment in the future. Fifthly, the act of painting itself can introduce contaminants into the enclosure. Dust, dirt, or paint particles can settle on sensitive components, potentially causing malfunctions or failures. Sixthly, some types of paint may be flammable or combustible, which could increase the risk of fire in the event of an electrical fault. Considering these potential risks, it's essential to exercise caution when considering painting electrical equipment. Here are some important steps to take before proceeding. Firstly, carefully review the manufacturer's instructions and any accompanying documentation for the equipment. Look for any specific instructions or warnings regarding painting or other surface treatments. Secondly, if the instructions do not explicitly address painting, contact the manufacturer directly to inquire about their recommendations. They may be able to provide guidance on the types of paint that are safe to use, or they may advise against painting altogether. Thirdly, if painting is permitted, choose a paint that is specifically designed for use on electrical equipment. These paints are typically formulated to be non-conductive, heat-resistant, and chemically compatible with the materials used in electrical equipment. Fourthly, prepare the surface of the equipment properly before painting. Clean it thoroughly to remove any dirt, grease, or other contaminants. Lightly sand the surface to create a better bond for the paint. Fifthly, apply the paint in thin, even coats, allowing each coat to dry completely before applying the next. Avoid applying too much paint at once, as this can lead to runs, drips, or other imperfections. Sixthly, ensure that all ventilation openings, cooling fins, and labels remain unobstructed after painting. Use masking tape to protect these areas during the painting process. Seventhly, after painting, inspect the equipment carefully to ensure that there are no defects or signs of damage. If you notice any problems, consult with a qualified electrician before putting the equipment into service. In some cases, it may be necessary to replace the equipment entirely if the paint has compromised its safety or functionality. It's also important to be aware of any local codes or regulations that may apply to painting electrical equipment. Some jurisdictions may have specific requirements regarding the types of paint that can be used or the procedures that must be followed. Consulting with a local electrical inspector can help ensure that you are in compliance with all applicable regulations. In general, it's best to err on the side of caution and avoid painting electrical equipment unless it's absolutely necessary and you've taken all the necessary precautions. The risks associated with painting can outweigh the aesthetic benefits, especially if the paint compromises the equipment's safety or functionality. If the equipment is located in a publicly visible area, there may be other ways to improve its appearance without resorting to painting. For example, you could install a decorative cover or screen around the equipment to conceal it from view. You could also landscape the area around the equipment to make it more visually appealing. Remember that electrical safety is paramount, and any modifications to electrical equipment should be performed with the utmost care and attention to detail. If you're not comfortable working with electrical equipment, it's always best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. An electrician can ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. The National Electrical Code is a comprehensive set of standards that governs the safe installation and maintenance of electrical systems. It's important to be familiar with the National Electrical Code requirements that apply to your specific situation. If you're not sure how to interpret the National Electrical Code, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. They can provide you with guidance on how to comply with the National Electrical Code and ensure that your electrical system is safe. In summary, painting electrical panels, disconnects, and similar equipment can be a complex issue with potential safety and code compliance implications. Always prioritize safety and consult the manufacturer's instructions and relevant electrical codes before undertaking any painting project. Understanding the potential risks and taking appropriate precautions can help ensure that the equipment remains safe and functional. It is also worth noting that some manufacturers offer pre-painted enclosures in a variety of colors. These enclosures are designed to meet the same safety and performance standards as unpainted enclosures, but they offer the added benefit of being aesthetically pleasing. If you're concerned about the appearance of your electrical equipment, consider using pre-painted enclosures instead of painting them yourself. Another option to consider is using vinyl wraps or decals to decorate the equipment. These materials can be applied to the surface of the equipment without compromising its functionality or safety. Vinyl wraps and decals are available in a wide variety of colors, patterns, and designs, so you can easily find one that matches your decor. However, it's important to choose a vinyl wrap or decal that is specifically designed for use on electrical equipment. These materials are typically made from non-conductive materials and are resistant to heat and chemicals. Before applying a vinyl wrap or decal, clean the surface of the equipment thoroughly and make sure that it is free of any dirt, grease, or other contaminants. Apply the vinyl wrap or decal carefully, following the manufacturer's instructions. Make sure that all ventilation openings, cooling fins, and labels remain unobstructed. After applying the vinyl wrap or decal, inspect the equipment carefully to ensure that there are no defects or signs of damage. If you notice any problems, consult with a qualified electrician before putting the equipment into service. In conclusion, painting electrical equipment should be approached with caution and only after careful consideration of the potential risks and code requirements. When in doubt, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable regulations. Alternative methods, such as pre-painted enclosures or vinyl wraps, may offer a safer and more aesthetically pleasing solution. Always prioritize electrical safety and ensure that any modifications to electrical equipment are performed with the utmost care and attention to detail. When dealing with electrical equipment, safety should always be the top priority. The potential hazards associated with electricity are significant, and even seemingly minor modifications can have serious consequences. It's essential to approach any work on electrical systems with a healthy respect for the dangers involved and to take all necessary precautions to protect yourself and others. If you're not comfortable working with electrical equipment, it's always best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. An electrician has the training, experience, and equipment necessary to perform electrical work safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Attempting to do electrical work yourself without the proper knowledge and skills can be extremely dangerous and could result in serious injury or even death. Remember that electricity is a powerful force and it should be treated with the utmost respect. Always follow safe work practices and never take shortcuts when working with electrical equipment. Your safety and the safety of others depend on it. Also, it is important to consult with your authority having jurisdiction, or OJ, as they may have final say over whether or not you are allowed to paint the electrical equipment. The AHA is usually a local electrical inspector or other official who is responsible for enforcing electrical codes and regulations. They can provide you with guidance on how to comply with the National Electrical Code and other applicable regulations. They can also answer any questions you may have about electrical safety. Consulting with the AHA is an important step in ensuring that your electrical work is done safely and in compliance with all applicable regulations. They can help you avoid costly mistakes and ensure that your electrical system is safe and reliable. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to paint electrical equipment rests with you. However, it's important to make an informed decision based on a thorough understanding of the potential risks and code requirements. By following the guidelines outlined in this discussion and consulting with qualified professionals, you can help ensure that your electrical equipment is safe and functional. Remember that electrical safety is a shared responsibility, and we all have a role to play in preventing electrical accidents. By working together, we can create a safer environment for ourselves and our communities.